The Enchanted Glade, a Firefly's Lantern Festival tale. Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest glade, the animals of the woods gathered together in anticipation of the most enchanting event of the year, the Firefly's Lantern Festival. This wondrous celebration occurred only once every 5 years, as the firefly with the brightest glow, known as the Luminous One, would fill the forest with a mesmerizing display of dancing lights. The magical evening would culminate in a grand procession where the Luminous One, along with the animals of the forest, would parade through the woods, celebrating the unity and the beauty of the forest. The festival was orchestrated by an elderly wise owl named Orville, who spent the entire year preparing for this night. The Luminous One, a firefly named Felicity, spent countless days and nights practicing the delicate dance of light, ensuring that every movement and flicker of her wings would create a spectacular show for the forest dwellers. Felicity's light shone brighter than any firefly in the history of the Lantern Festival, and the animals eagerly awaited her performance. The night of the festival arrived, and the entire forest buzzed with excitement. Animals of all shapes and sizes gathered in the glade, dressed in their finest attire, ready to partake in the festivities. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Orville, the wise old owl, welcomed the guests and announced the commencement of the festival. Felicity, the Luminous One, took her place at the heart of the glade and, with a deep breath, began her mesmerizing dance of light. Felicity's glow cast brilliant, kaleidoscopic patterns across the forest canopy, while animals looked on in awe, their eyes sparkling with amazement. The sight was a breathtaking display of colors and shapes, and the creatures of the forest could not help but feel their spirits soar. As Felicity danced, the animals joined in the celebration, moving in harmony with the firefly's radiant light. However, as the night progressed, Felicity's light began to grow dimmer, casting a shadow of unease over the festivities. The once bright colors of the forest became muted, and the animals could sense that something was amiss. Orville, the wise old owl, noticed the change and approached Felicity, who was struggling to maintain her bright glow. Felicity confided in Orville, explaining that the energy required to sustain her brilliant light was far greater than she had anticipated. The wise old owl, understanding the gravity of the situation, addressed the concerned crowd of animals. Orville implored them to work together to find a solution, for the sake of Felicity and the festival. The animals, feeling a sense of responsibility for their beloved event, agreed to help in any way they could. A thoughtful raccoon named Roland suggested that the animals work together to gather luminescent materials from the forest, such as glowworms and bioluminescent mushrooms, to create lanterns that could be carried by the animals during the procession. This would help reduce the burden on Felicity, while still filling the forest with magical light. The animals, grateful for Roland's idea, immediately set to work, scouring the forest for anything that could emit a soft glow. Throughout the night, the animals worked tirelessly, collecting glowworms and mushrooms, crafting lanterns from leaves and twigs, and hanging their creations from the trees. The combined light of their efforts created a dazzling array, and Felicity could feel her strength returning as the animals' lanterns shared the burden of illuminating the forest. Then, A group of hummingbirds, led by an industrious little bird named Hazel, discovered a hidden grove filled with a rare flower known as the Luminaria bloom. These flowers, when gathered in large numbers, emitted a powerful, soothing light capable of recharging Felicity's fading glow. Hazel gathered a few of the flowers and brought them to Orville, the wise old owl. Orville, filled with gratitude, instructed the other animals to help Hazel and the hummingbirds collect as many Luminaria blooms as they could carry. As the animals gathered the flowers, a sense of unity and camaraderie permeated the air. The foxes and squirrels worked side by side, while the rabbits and birds cooperated to collect the blossoms from the highest branches. The forest creatures, united by their love for the Lantern Festival and their desire to help Felicity, demonstrated the power of collaboration and friendship. Once they had collected enough Luminaria blooms, the animals brought the flowers to the glade, where Felicity awaited. Surrounding the Luminous One, they began to weave the flowers into a radiant crown. As each Luminaria bloom was added, Felicity's light grew stronger, the warmth of the combined effort filling her with renewed energy. The Luminaria blooms merged with Felicity's own luminosity, creating a breathtakingly brilliant aura of light. This new light, born from the united efforts of the forest animals and the Luminous One, outshone even the most spectacular visions of the Firefly's Lantern Festival in its long history. The forest glowed with a vibrant spectrum of colors, as if painted by the brush of a divine artist. With Felicity's light restored and the forest illuminated, the animals resumed their celebration. The procession, led by the Luminous One, moved through the Enchanted woods, a parade of glowing lanterns and animals adorned with Luminaria blossoms. Felicity, her light now brighter than ever, danced in the sky above the procession, casting intricate patterns of light onto the forest floor. As the festival drew to a close, the animals gathered once more in the glade. Felicity, her strength now fully replenished, took her place in the center, and the wise old owl Orville addressed the crowd. With a voice filled with gratitude and pride, Orville praised the efforts of each animal who had contributed to the rescue of the festival and the renewal of Felicity's light. The animals, their hearts swelling with the joy of unity and accomplishment, gazed upon the Luminous One, whose light now symbolized not just the beauty of the Lantern Festival, but the power of friendship and cooperation. With the dawn approaching, the forest dwellers bid their farewells, each animal leaving with memories of a night that would remain in their hearts for a lifetime. As the first light of the morning sun broke through the canopy of the forest, Felicity, the Luminous One, gazed upon the magical glade one last time. The glow of the Luminaria blooms began to fade, and the Firefly knew that the festival's enchantment would soon come to an end. But Felicity also knew that the spirit of the forest, the bond forged between its creatures, and the lessons learned that night would live on, guiding and inspiring the animals for generations to come.